Hi Taurus, this is your forecast for the month of November 2017. I'd like to take this moment to say thank you for those of you who have given me so much support. I really appreciate your comments when you subscribe, when you take the time out to write to me and tell me what's going on to you. Those things mean a lot to me, so thank you so much. This is a general reading for Taurus Sun, Taurus Rising, or Taurus Moon. It might also be helpful for you to watch your rising and moon sign. You can join me on Facebook and Instagram for daily insights on tarot and astrology, as well as my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/thealchemistastrologer, where you can find on-demand pages for love, finance, and other readings. So Taurus, this first week, perhaps family is in focus. Maybe you are connecting with people and feeling a sense of happiness, joy, well-being. You're focused on your personal connections to others and the harmony within that. And this is going to be a week that focuses on shared well-being, your trust in others, reciprocating, and feeling protected and loved and cared for. For some of you, this connects to perhaps, genuine friendship with others, or maybe you feel some sense of spiritual happiness. But this is a week about celebration and giving thanks because of something. So this could be a week of happy occasions where you realize some kind of wish or goal or hope that you have. And there are heightened emotions this week. You are longing to connect to others, and based on the memories you share with those people, you want to be together. You want to feel connected to your loved ones. And because of that, because you're so open this week, you're willing to make some concessions to others. You're willing to bend, to give in, to compromise. Especially if there's something going on, some kind of larger issue, you're willing to accommodate that. And if there's been some disappointment or disagreement or hurts, you're willing to step up to the plate in order to try to heal those. Anything emotional, you're ready to smooth that over. And so this could be a good week for you with regard to your friends and family, and spending some good time together and perhaps sharing some type of good news. But for others of you, this is a week where things just don't turn out to be the way you hoped. Maybe there was some kind of celebration and somebody's putting kind of a damper on it. Maybe you're dealing with somebody who is rebellious, you're a child in the family, or maybe you're feeling the emptiness of your child leaving home, or somebody is not equally giving in the relationship. So for you then, this could be a week where there are some family issues and they seem very complicated. There's a lot of layers to it, and it may feel as if it's almost impossible to get things worked out because of some kind of loss or feeling of, not connecting with your loved one on a personal level. And you may even feel like people are working against you. You love somebody, you care for them, and yet this is the very person that's turning against you, that's working against the things that you thought you both shared in common. So for some of you, this is going to be a week where you're taking a look at some things. You're taking a closer look at your personal relationships. And again, there's a lot of emotion. Your desire, on the one hand, is to be very compassionate, to be very loving. But that very desire may be driving you to go too far, to extend yourself too far, or to overstep some boundaries. And so for you, you could get a rude awakening this week because that need to have somebody need you back or love you back creates a problem where you undermine your own happiness and success. Now, this is also a week where somebody may not be asserting themselves directly. They're going through backdoor channels. They're not being upfront about how they feel. Maybe they're being passive aggressive, or they're manipulative, or they're playing some mind games in order to get what they want. So again, this is a week where you're really taking a closer look. Some things are going to be revealed. Now, if you're in happy mode and things are great and you're feeling good about your relationships, this is going to be a week where, you feel the blessings, you feel the magic in your life, you feel the wonder of your connections. And again, there's mutual respect and reciprocal feelings. But in the negative, this is, again, some family issues, some family problems where maybe there's some incompatibility with another person, or some family disagreements, or maybe you lose a friendship, or there are too many demands made by your children, or your children are acting out, or you're not getting along with your partner. There's some kind of emotional unrest for those of you where this card or energy is operating negatively. Now, the second week, you're getting back to the past. And again, this is more nostalgia. This is, ties to people that connect to our childhood. It could be your actual child. It could be a former lover. It could be somebody that's impacting you from the past. This could be, your group, your people, the people that feel like family to you. So again, if last week was a celebration, this is more good times. For some of you, maybe this is something like a family reunion. You're reuniting with people from your past for a happy occasion of some sort. So this is a week that, again, focuses on those good memories, those good feelings, the past, and sharing your sentiments with one another. So there's a strong focus on the family values this week. But for others of you, if there were some disagreements last week, this is going to feel like somebody's like not cooperating. They're being a stick in the mud. They're keeping an unhappy environment up. Now, some of you, there's too much emotion from last week. You're just on overdrive emotionally. Somebody's clinging to the past. There's an inability to adapt to something that has changed. It's time to move on from the past. The situation is no longer what it once was. So this could be a very unproductive week if somebody is stuck or they're having difficulties with the past. For some of you, something that you wanted is postponed or delayed, or there's just a lot of worry. Somebody's looking at something with an old belief system, an old value system that no longer works. Now, if this is tied to the past, this could be a repercussion of somebody that you were involved with. There's some unfinished business with somebody that's creating some difficulties in the present. Whatever it is, whether you want to or not, you're going to be thinking about the past. Memories are going to, play some kind of role in the present and how you handle things that connect to your future. So there are going to be some changes, some kind of transformation, and in some cases, an ending. But in other cases, this is simply about facing the truth of some situation. So in the positive, you're celebrating, you're feeling good, you're sharing your prosperity and good feelings with others. And so there's a sense of gratitude of how much progress has been made, how much there is to be grateful for. In certain cases, again, you may have stepped up to the plate last week in order to try to do some healing. And this is a week where the air gets cleared, people begin to understand each other. Some people may come to terms with there was a misunderstanding. There could be some vindication for somebody. or there's just greater opportunity to share and express and show appreciation. So if that's the case, if you're on a good time roll, some good things are happening for you this week, and what you put in, this is a week where you're reaping what you've sown. The things that you've done in the past are bearing fruit, for better or for worse. The things that you did for people, the compassion that you've shown, the good deeds, the kind words, the gestures, those things are going to bear fruit for you. This is also a week, again, where you may be reconnecting to the past through your memories, your deja vu experiences, your dreams, your intuition, and you may even know what's going to happen before it actually happens. So this is a week where you're going to hear from somebody from your past, or you're going to hear some news about somebody from your past. And there could be some opportunities that are connected to your past that open up for you. But for those of you who are dealing with some family disagreements, if something is delayed, maybe you're just waiting in vain. It could be that you made some kind of mistake in the past. You stepped out of bounds. You made a misjudgment, or you overlooked something, or something, some indiscretion. You're now going to, again, reap the price of that. Somebody may call you on something that you did, or vice versa. Or for some of you, there could be some issues where there's some medical situations that need to be addressed. So for some of you, if you're not in a good wave of energy, then you're going to be contacted by somebody that you really don't want to hear from, or you're going to have to do that yourself. So this is a situation where you wanted to get away from it, and it doesn't turn out that way. Now, the third week, you have this Four of Wands. So, beginning with the first week up until this week, it's strongly suggesting that this could be a very happy time for you. These are cards of celebration, connecting to others, connecting to people that you care about. So for some of you, maybe you're taking a vacation and you're reconnecting with people, that you've known previously, people that connect to your childhood, your friends. This could be a week where there's some kind of social event that's taking place. And so for you, this is a gathering of sorts, some celebration where you feel good. There's some kind of excitement. It could be some kind of ceremony. Some of you, maybe you're setting up house together with somebody, or you're getting married, or maybe your child is getting married, or an old childhood friend is getting married, or you're reconnecting in your alliance with someone from your past. So this, again, could be a positive week of harmony and, feeling good about your alliances. For some of you, maybe there's some opportunity that has come up where you get to move forward on a project that you've been working on from your past, or, somebody connected to a project. Maybe someone from your past opens a doorway of opportunity for you somehow. So this gives you the opportunity to set in motion some things that you want to happen. You get a chance to change the course of something, complete something, construct something, again, by being accommodating and trying to create win-win situations with others. So either something at work or something at home is going to give you an opportunity to make some changes that make you feel better, make you feel more sound, give you some peace of mind. And you pull the strings if you take this energy in hand and create that happy ending that you want to see. So this is about being adaptable, being flexible, so that you can get along with people, even people who are challenging or difficult. And if nothing else, you get to find out where you stand in a situation, and given that knowledge, that helps you prevent further damage if there's been a problem, or it helps you self-correct and undo some damage that's already taken place. Whatever it is, the end result is that you feel better about the situation and about yourself. So this could be a week where you're trying to create some harmony, where things are falling into place. Maybe if there was a struggle, everybody's gotten clear, they've come to an understanding, and maybe some kind of decision is being made. But for others of you where the energy has gotten off track and people are up in arms, there's a lot of emotion running through things. It's tied to the past and things that are unresolved. This could be a week where you actually need to seek more harmony and peace. For some of you, you may feel very inhibited this week given the atmosphere, the circumstance. Some of you may be disappointed with a social function or somewhere where you're gathered, whether that, maybe a restaurant, a party, a convention, whatever it was. You feel like, the service was poor. It was inadequate in some way. If this is connected to a project, for some of you, there are going to be delays until you cross that finish line there, because there's some kind of obstacle or setback or problem that is holding back your success. Now, it may still be coming, but you're going to have to deal with something before you actually, before it actually manifests. Now, for others of you, there is some success, but perhaps you've had to do so much kowtowing and bending and giving in and accommodating that the success is coming at a much greater price than you even anticipated. Again, in the best of worlds, this is some happiness after a difficulty, or you're going to meet your success, but it's just taking some time. There's some snags to work out. But for others of you, there is a definite ending. You're closing out some partnerships. It could be, again, just some issues, some things that are unresolved. And so you're going to have to decide whether you want to put in that effort or not, because your sense of belonging or your desire to have some security is going to have a strong bearing on how situations play out for you right now. And again, either you're going to get to some information that's going to help you prevent or undo some damage, or you're just going to decide that you need to protect yourself. Now, some of you, maybe you're working against yourself. You're not paying attention or being mindful, and you blurt something out or you do something. You don't think before you before you make your move. And in spite of how difficult a situation is and how much someone is trying to smooth that over, you just continue to find fault. They can put forth all the effort that they want, but it's not good enough. Or maybe they're looking at you like that. So if that's the case, this is going to be a week where you're going to have to rethink some things that affect your security. It could be that there's been too much thinking about self-desire, self-involvement, self-interest. And because of that, you maybe didn't see something coming. You may be blindsided this week by somebody's emotions, actions, reactions that you didn't expect. Now, the last week, you have the Five of Pentacles. And so, even if things got off on a good note, this last week is a little bit shaky for you. This could be a feeling of being abandoned or rejected or left out of something. For some of you, maybe this has to do with your health. Maybe you're not feeling well, or you're under some kind of financial strain. Maybe, this celebration or having to travel or maybe move house or whatever has taken a toll on your resources. And so maybe you're overextended in some way. For others of you, there's simply a lack of faith in making progress given what is playing out in your situation. So there's some worries, some setbacks for you. And again, more obstacles for you to overcome. it's likely that this is a week where a couple of things just didn't pan out. They didn't play out the way you wanted them to, or again, things just didn't go very smoothly for you. And your emotional concerns, your material concerns are complicated, they're interwoven, everything's tied together. And if that's really weighing on you, then this could be a week where, your health comes into play because you're so concerned about, an emotional or financial situation. And maybe you don't pay attention to something and it actually, you're so absorbed in your emotions that there's an accident or, you experience some close call. But now in the positive, if you were making progress, if you got to say how you felt and the other person, you found out where you stood with the situation, and in spite of all the emotion, there was an ability to, cross a bridge, to heal some wounds, you may have learned a valuable lesson from this experience. And when you look at it all, after you carefully consider, you may not have lost as much time or maybe as much money as you thought. Whatever the case, you've gone through a lot this month, whether it was a happy celebration or you were trying to deal with emotional people. This is a good week to pamper yourself. You may feel like there were so many things making demands on you, whether good or bad, and especially from your loved ones. So this is a week about turning, if you were very focused on others during the month and accommodating them or trying to heal situations or connecting to others, this could be a week where you're just tired out and you need to take care of self. So this is a week where you have to be very mindful of your own personal concerns, whether that's your physical safety, health, or your finances, because if you don't pay attention this week, there could be some negative consequences for you. So this is a week where you shouldn't be borrowing or loaning, or again, you may be experiencing some delays or setbacks. It just seems that everything is more of a challenge. Your loved ones are asking a lot of you. Work is very challenging. They're asking a lot of you. Medically, you're having to deal with some issues. And so this could be a week where you just feel a lack of faith in life. In some cases, there was a overly material outlook, and this is a week to get back to spirit, to self. And this is a week about, really getting in focus about what is the accountability in a situation. You may be blaming your professional life for however your personal life is playing out. Or you may be blaming your personal life and how the problems with that, with how much obligation you have on your job. But this is saying there's a need for you to strike a better balance. In fact, this is a week where you probably should take some kind of action on something, to get your life in better balance, or to realize that you need to take the initiative about something because something has not gone the way that you hoped. Now, the underlying energy is the Hierophant card, and this card has strong ties to Taurus. So for some of you, this is going to be a month that focuses on tradition, traditional values, following conventional wisdom, and for many of you, perhaps some kind of official ceremony. Again, a wedding, a baptism, something official. This is going to be a month also that ties to moral requirements, doing what's expected, following the rules. And for some of you, there are issues connected to teaching or learning, but this is about coloring within the lines. It's the established codes of behavior that we all agree on. So for some of you, this is going to be a month where you're operating in connection to establishments, whether that's the bank or a learning institution, a church, a doctrine, a set of beliefs, something traditional or structured is taking place in your life this month. Now, this could be a very productive period for you. You could get a lot done. You're very creative, because the Hierophant says that you're drawing upon the knowledge and wisdom that you have in order to make some progress. However, this card shows up very often when expectations are not being met. This is going to be a month where something is going to be a little bit more challenging, more intriguing, as well as more exciting, but more work for you, more demanding, whether that's your professional life, your family life, your love life, or all three. So this is a month for you to make sure that you're connecting with the right people. And again, it looks like you are taking stock of those connections and how much perhaps you're having to bend or accommodate in order to make them work. So you need to make sure that you're picking the right associates, the right partners, colleagues, lovers, because this card warns of drama. So this is likely to be a month with some kind of drama, a scandal, again, accusations flying back and forth that are not that nice, rumors that you're hearing. And they may involve you or they may not involve you. You just may be on the periphery watching the melee. But even so, you may not be able to remove yourself from negative situations or complicated scenarios the way you would like. So the good news is that if you're trying to do some healing or make some good connections this month, you're going to be able to keep yourself focused. You recognize what's at stake. Again, you may decide to make concessions because there's something larger, more important than your own personal needs. So you may be more willing to compromise or look at a situation from the other person's point of view. And because of that, you actually, again, orchestrate that ending, that outcome that you want. And your relationships intensify, they strengthen, you bond. But in other cases, you're able to look at something and see it for what it is, and you may want to end some kind of relationship or simplify it, streamline it back. You may deal with the person, but only on a particular level. This is a month where if you feel cheated in any way or discouraged by a situation, and it's likely that at some point you will because you have that Five of Pentacles at the end of the month. Something is not going to meet your expectation and you're going to feel disappointed about that. Now, it's either because of you or because of the other person, but there's been some inconsistency and that may be why people are upset or angry. Somebody has been falling short in whatever capacity, not coming through, not delivering as promised, a false bill of goods. And so this is creating some kind of difficulty, either through somebody's actions or somebody's speech. And it's going to reflect poorly either on you or another person. Now, some of it may center around ongoing financial difficulties. And again, that may be what the Five of Pentacles is indicating. This is a month where if you don't stay focused, it's easy for you to lose sight of the bigger picture and you open yourself up to behaviors that come back to bite you. You get a little bit too free. You become too reckless, too impulsive, or even too dangerous, even more than you realize. And again, that may be by connecting yourself to individuals who are not the best choice of company. So this is going to be a month for you to check, for you to double check and check one more time before you start making decisions or taking action or coming to some kind of conclusion. Because this is going to be a month, again, where bonds are deepened, strengthened, you become more attracted to somebody, or you become more irritated because something is off kilter. And you have to be especially careful that in your assessment, either way, that you follow moral convention, or you color within the lines, or stay within the guidelines, because you may convince yourself that the ends justifies the means, or somebody that you're with. So for some of you, this is about being too rigid or too dogmatic in your beliefs. You're stuck in your ways, and because of that, because you're so focused on what is comfortable for you, you lose sight of a situation, and things go off the rails a bit. So this, if need be, follow the tried and true if that is what's working. In other cases, you may need to be a little bit more original. You may need to think outside of the box in order to deal with the situation. This card is largely tied to procrastinating, and that could be an issue. You know, Taurus can be very slow to move on something because there's a desire to stay with the devil, you know, with what's comfortable for you, even if it's not working. And so, you know, putting something off until it becomes a problem or creates a challenge could be at the heart of an issue. Now, this is going to be a month where there's communication issues, some kind of somebody's being irrational or illogical, or they're not speaking, and something connected to your ambitions. Now, for some of you, you know, you're going to be dealing with some challenges, and there's a need for you to not take it so seriously, for you to lighten up, or perhaps you are encouraging someone else to do that. Or part of the issue is that there's just been too much playing around. Somebody's not getting down to business, not taking care of business, and that's creating an issue. Whatever it is, there's going to be some turmoil this month, and some outer forces at work, things that are out of your hands, some unexpected changes that are going to come into your life specifically due to other people. And there could be situations where somebody's being overly emotional or being too passive, not doing what they should do. But still, in spite of all of that, there's still this desire. So while things may not be moving the way that you want them to, there's still some hope. And either you or someone else is going to play the role of solid supporter, somebody that's dependable, somebody that's always willing to do the right thing. Yet, in that role, you may not always get the approval or the support of those around you. You may be criticized or misunderstood in some way. All right, Taurus, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And of course, you can always book a personal reading at thealchemistastrologer.com.